You may be a cricket fanatic who wants the IPL madness to continue through the year. So, you get onto Dream 11, an online game where you create your own cricket team of real players for an upcoming match and compete with others for prizes. Or maybe you want to play Rummy against the best. Either way, you belong to the 507 million strong cohort of online gamers that India has. While this tribe continues to grow, the industry has come under considerable scrutiny amid multiple reports of people ending their lives after losing money on online gaming. As a result, state governments and the centre have stepped up efforts at regulation, which may finally be taking shape. On the 2nd of January, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology proposed an amendment to bring online gaming under the ambit of the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. Under the proposal, which is part of the draft online gaming policy that will be subject to public consultation, all online games would be required to register with a self-regulatory body approved by the ministry. Such a model would be similar to the regulations that exist for digital news sites and streaming services under the IT rules. The IT ministry has been appointed as the nodal ministry for online gaming. The self-regulatory body will also certify what is permitted as an online game in India. Which games are permissible and which are not has become a debatable question in the past few years, especially how games of skill are to be distinguished from games of chance, if at all. These are the two broad categories into which online games are divided. In a game of skill, success depends on the player's superior knowledge, training, and experience. In a game of chance, the outcome depends principally on luck. In particular, this classification problem has plagued real money games, where real money is wagered on the outcome of the game, including those of skill. A game of chance is considered gambling. Valued at $2.6 billion in FY22, India's gaming market is expected to grow fourfold by 2027 to $8.6 billion. India also became the world's largest consumer of mobile games in FY22 in terms of total downloads. According to the All India Gaming Federation, the online gaming sector has provided 100,000 jobs directly. Given these numbers, the need for regulation has become all the more essential. The online gaming industry has lauded the proposed amendments, which include age verification of players, a know your customer process, a grievance redressal mechanism, and online gaming companies having a physical Indian address. Coming back to the proposed self-regulatory body, it will have to ensure that the registered games do not contain anything that can impact the sovereignty, integrity, and defense of the country, its relations with foreign states, and public order. The games must be in conformity with the laws of the land, including regulations related to gambling and betting. The body will provide membership to online gaming intermediaries, which will observe due diligence required under the rules, just like IT intermediaries. Such a model is in line with the expectations of the industry, which had earlier opposed the creation of any statutory body, like an online gaming commission, for oversight. But self-regulation for online gaming also has its share of detractors. At present, online gaming platforms in India already have some degree of self-regulation. For example, charters established by different associations ensure that signatories operate only games of skill for money. But the lack of uniformity in the industry and its size pose considerable challenges. Beyond the broad categories of games of chance and skill, there are other subdivisions within the industry, such as real money games, casual games, and fantasy sports. While we have already explained real money games, in fantasy games, players build make-believe teams of real players of a given sport. There are reportedly more than 900 online gaming companies in India. The All India Gaming Federation, one of the country's largest industry bodies for online gaming, has only around 10% of the industry as its members, and only an estimated 15% of the industry adheres to self-regulation and best practices. Different bodies, such as the All India Gaming Federation, the Federation of Fantasy Sports, and the E-Gaming Federation, will also need to be on the same page for self-regulation to work. India has also seen questionable enforcement by self-regulatory organizations. For example, the FICCI survey on advertising standards showed that the Advertising Standards Council of India, a voluntary self-regulation council, has been unable to regulate effectively. Against this backdrop, we reached out to industry and legal experts to understand whether a self-regulation model could work for online gaming in India.
So in terms of self-regulation for online gaming industry, I think it's a little premature to say that that would be a big success. In my opinion, it is going to be a very difficult situation because there are vested interests involved. So if you're going to have the industry regulate itself, they could be more liberal in terms of their own regulatory action or penal action. And also, there are chances that it could lead to cartelization because the self-regulatory authority would consist of some of the bigger players, while smaller players may not get that big a chance to sort of put their point across. Once online gaming comes under the Ministry of IT, then it is the Ministry of IT or the IT rules that are going to have precedence. And you would have a self-regulatory organization also trying to regulate the industry. So you would have a situation where there could be a conflict between the two bodies.
I think that, the self-regulatory mechanism will succeed. We've been already doing this for the last 7 years. So for us, we see, the rules specifying that gaming businesses should be registered with an SRO, and that model as an extension to what we are already doing, specifically under the aegis of the self-regulatory organization. In our case, the All India Skill Games Council. We already have that structure in place, and that mechanism is working successfully.
Regulatory clarity is also awaited on one key issue. On the 2nd of January, the Union Minister of State for Electronics and Information Technology, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, said that any game which allows or permits wagering on its outcome is effectively a no-go area. He said that if a game allows a player to bet on its outcome, then it is prohibited. There were apprehensions that there may be confusion about whether or not games that have been recognized by courts as games of skill will be able to continue operating under this policy.
Our understanding is that the rules clearly do not, encourage the offering of gambling services, and require online games to comply with existing laws regarding betting and gambling, which, as lies with the state. So, games of skill which do not contravene the betting and gambling laws of the country will be allowed.
Some experts believe, as the online gaming industry grows, there will be a point when questions of national and financial security could get involved. Despite the recent regulatory steps, tensions between the centre and states may emerge in the future, since it is the latter that often have to deal with the socio-economic impact of online games. Being able to navigate these future challenges may turn out to be the self-regulation model's real test.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.